Okay, so last time you guys finished your hot air balloon ride. Zarius had a lot of meditation time in the air, just kind of getting back to his roots, flying around, kind of getting to like a Zen mode where his body's operating and his mind is able to drift. And he saw this vision of a rotting time flame devouring his temple. He confronted the kind of, and it wasn't ash that was burning off the temple from these flames, it was dust. And he confronted this entity that had been forming out of the dust and sucking it in and consuming it as nutrients. He confronted them, talked to them, and it claimed that it had been there for centuries, doing this to his people. He fought it. Every time he hit it, he just got more and more fatigued, and eventually fell out of the sky and came back to himself, freaked out. There's some more conversation about Clapperclaw and his dad, and he took you to Nip's cave, and Nip is an old spinner of gold, very Rumpelstiltskin style. But he's an old slumlord from Waterdeep who had spent his years and his wealth ripping people off. And after so long, the guilt began to grow, and he decided he wanted to make amends. He reached out to Scappa the Nightshade, and she cursed him to spend his wealth creating items for other people. And every time, and until he does finish that task, which is hefty, he will be haunted by the literal shades and spirits of those who he wronged. Kevus recognized one of them, told no one, in typical Kevus fashion.
Unbelievable.
And then at the end, you guys came outside, and Clapperclaw, who had already received an item from this fellow, which was his bag that he puts his materials into and then stuffs back into himself to cast. Essentially, what Ash figured out is it's him casting mending on himself as a construct. That's the way that he does it. But the magical bag was made by the same guy, which is how Clapper kind of got in touch with him in the first place. We wandered over here after escaping from Bavlorna's clutches kind of the first time. And the episode ended with Bavlorna... No, not Bavlorna, excuse me. Mogort and Clapperclaw thinking about their names. As soon as Clapperclaw remembered his name and said it, something mentally broke inside of Mogort, and she remembered her name. Colbert, one of Spirokus's children, is Clapperclaw. And his wife, Mendara, is Mogort. The two realized they were family and ended the episode in a loving embrace with the two of them just crying on the ground together, as close as crying as Clapperclaw can actually manage. That's where we left off last time. So what do you guys... Well, first of all, let's rewind slightly. And Eli, I'm going to pull you into the cave so you can see all of like what was going on here.
Oh wow, that's a lot of treasure.
Yep, he warned everybody not to take any because they'll be cursed by his haunted spirits if they do. Anyways, this is the guy, Nib. A little less
Oh my.
little less damaged and bloody looking, but this was the closest thing I could find for like good artwork for like an old man who's blindfolded, who's being haunted by spirits, you know.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So costs him 500 of his gold to create an uncommon magical item And would you kind of describe the narrative of how your conversation goes with him?
I, I, I don't know. What does he ask me if I want something?
Yeah. What about you,
basically
the
asked all of
green
them.
one?
Sorry.
What?
I
what
want to
do you
be.
want?
I want to be strong.
Kind of looks at you and like tilts his head for a second. Strong in what way?
Like, I want to be able to walk around with these and like not hurt. And then like I also would like to be able to pick this up. And I go and like grab onto the table and like struggle and I can't pick up the fucking table. You know, and I'm like, I want to actually be able to do things. Like, look at my jump, and like I jump like a centimeter off the ground. Look at this.
Like and he's blindfolded. Well, I can't look, but I imagine what's happening. Ah. All right. You sound like you wear metal armor. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Oh, I think I have the right idea then. Stylistically, what do you want them to look like? It'll be a pair of gauntlets.
Oh. I don't know. Can you make them spiky?
Certainly.
Yeah.
All right. And he twitches again as a shade comes up and whispers something in his ear, and he kind of brushes it away. All right. Give me a moment. About 15 minutes later, he's able to produce the gauntlets of ogre power for you.
Yeah.
And your measly strength, 6, which is an improved number since the beginning of the campaign,
Yep.
now becomes 19.
Is anybody else worried that the one that's been walking around punching people now has a strength of 19?
Right.
I mean, unarmed strikes will still only be
It's still only
5 damage.
or something like that.
5 damage, yeah.
4 plus
That's
1.
if he lands a hit.
Anyway, so one more question. I'm sorry, just out of game. When we were on our trip on the balloon, a couple of questions actually. One, did we get a rest during that?
Not necessarily during the balloon. You did get a short rest, but you guys did spend enough time inside of the cave to get a long rest.
Cool.
And partially because you were out last time, partially because Eli has had his ass handed to him several times in recent combats. He was just zonked out for like the entire freaking day.
Cool. Also, where is the balloon?
Outside.
Outside? Okay.
Oh, and you guys, it's not a hot air balloon. It's a gas balloon. It's more like a blimp. So in order to land, you guys had to release some of the gas so that it would drop back down. So now you guys have a bit of a predicament that you need to find some way to put more gas inside of the balloon in order for it to take off again. Easier in the swamp, which just naturally like burbles up with swamp gas, which is how these were filled in the first place. But corpses was the consensus idea that you guys came up with on how to refill that.
I like you guys.
I will
There
point.
really just wasn't much else.
Dead bodies.
Kevin said, just very picky on the dead bodies that we use. We can't just go around and just make dead bodies.
But a hag's dead body.
Yep. So, anything that you guys want to say or talk about at this point?
Kevis would walk over to the balloon, hop I imagine the basket's big enough, like you can hop on the side and sit on it, right? Or lean up against it or something.
Yeah.
He would do that, kind of watching Clapper, and his mom, pull out the amulet, open it up, and look down at it.
Empty faces, as usual.
He would just sit there and stare at it while this is all going on, sitting up on the basket.
Moose and Zarius just still sparring. I'll take that as a yes. Celeste, Ash, what are you guys up to?
This conversation just ended, basically, with
Basically, they're still just like bawling into each other's arms.
She just looks confused.
yeah. I think I'm just gonna take a deep breath and walk off until everybody's
She's
kind of settled.
very confused. Like, I really don't know these people that well.
Fair.
Yeah, Ash is kind of just like this group.
I don't know about this group.
A lot.
And just for Mike's sake, what are the items that you guys all got from Nib last time, just so he knows, because he would have been present for it. Well, actually, he was unconscious. He was sleeping. But do it anyways.
He fixed my communicator, aka sending stones.
Oh, cool.
They didn't work.
He fixed them and they still don't work. It's okay.
Yeah.
Rip.
Moose got a sentinel shield.
Awesome. Smart.
Evis got the cloak of elvenkind.
Of course you did.
And Celeste got some adamantine armor.
Awesome.
Zarius.
And Zarius got a lightning javelin.
He already had a blood spear. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, but this is his first like ranged attack, basically.
I gotcha.
Besides darts, darts are so fucking useless.
What? You can make darts good. You just have to build around it. It is monk, but hey, what about the others? What about the Clapper Claw and Mower? Did they get anything?
Flapper already had his bag. It was the item that Nib created for him a while ago. So
Okay.
Clapper puts fluffy-like material into his bag and then puts it into himself, and that's how he casts mending.
I got you.
And Mogort got a ring of truth-telling because she's fed up with politicking fucking frogs.
Hell yeah. That's awesome.
Yep, advantage on insight checks for her
Yeah.
now.
Cool.
All right, at this point, it takes a few minutes for it to kind of the moment to kind of calm down, and Clapper eventually just kind of like sits down on his butt and kind of like 1,000-yard stares, just a little bit like overwhelmed with all of this. Kevis.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
I'll hop down and walk over. Still in one hand clutching the amulet. And just told you I'd help you find your family. Think of this.
There's more. I think there's more of them, but I mean that's my mom. She's a little different than I remember, but so am I.
I think at this point, when Kevin starts to talk, it's more of a kind of choked up, kind of trying to clear it, but also it's pretty noticeable. We'll find the rest of your family. I promise. He squeezes the amulet.
Do we need to get the two of you home? Do we need to look for others?
And Mogor pipes up this sniffling. Well, I certainly need to look for my husband, figure out where he is. Oh God, this is a lot. 5 minutes ago, I thought I was a different person. And now I'm not that person, but I know who I am, but I'm in the wrong body. But I suppose I'm used to it by now. Either way, it works, at least for the meantime. I think we have to go back to search for them. At least me and Colbert do.
Wait, Colbert is Clapperclaw, right?
Yeah.
Would you feel safe traveling back on your own? Can you take the floating mushroom thing?
The lily pad?
That lily pad?
And Clapper / Colbert it's like, yeah, I totally know how to fly that thing, and I know how to get there. I just don't know where to look.
You are a good guide, but we know. Kevis, don't we know?
You know what?
Eli.
What?
Do we remember how to
Don't we
get there?
know who their dad is? Who your husband is?
Yeah, we know him. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Yeah, we met him.
Spirokus?
Yeah, we met him.
We could
Super,
show you the map.
super
And-
kind to us, but almost got us killed.
Her face just goes completely like blank and drawn, and just wowed at like everything that's happening all at once. It's like, yes, please, God, show me.
Do you remember living by the dangerous, deadly lake of sorrow that you would enjoy time at?
I will admit that one is yet to come back to me.
Oh,
Um,
well, yeah, it's near there.
Gonna brick this poor woman.
I've heard of this. I've heard of it at least. You say it's near there?
Yeah, I don't have the map. I don't know who has a map.
Spirokus is there.
Yeah.
Wait,
He's in a hut.
how did you meet him?
Kind of stumbled upon his property, got attacked by some fucking like mud creatures, and then as we were attacking his defense system, he showed up and brought us into his house and warned us
Jeez.
of Bavlorna.
He is, he's always been rather magically gifted. So that doesn't surprise me.
And a
We
healer.
helped fix our friend.
Big start print. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And Zarius pipes up, he's like, yeah, my wings were like totally broken and shattered, and like I couldn't do anything with them, and he helped me out.
Yeah, I didn't have anything to do with that. You're right.
Oh, yeah, of course you do, but we're not talking about you right now, man.
Oh, okay.
I love it when in the moments where I'm gonna play Zarius, because I'm just gonna talk fast and be ridiculous.
I think at that point when we're talking about that, Kevis is would pull out the empty vial with the health potion that he gave Pinky. Just not pull it all the way out, pull it out enough to where he could look down in his bag at it. Because that's where they came from.
That is where they came from.
Didn't say anything.
What's that? What's that look for?
Booga booga. She has inside checks now.
I know.
Yep.
He
Ooh.
He
She's
taught-
still getting used to the ring. That's a 7.
he taught me a little bit of his medical skills and making these potions to protect the group here. And looks back down at it. This is the one I gave Pinky before she, and looks up at Celeste, then back at Morgort. I don't think this had anything to do with it. I don't take very well to people being taken from me. So I hold this as a reminder that this is someone I can still save, and puts it back in the bag.
And Spirokus gave you that potion.
Yeah, he taught me how to make them. Not the greatest, like he was, but it's a skill I can use to protect. And then looks at the group. People close to me, I thank him for it. Good man.
And do you blame him?
Kevis stays silent. No.
Do you blame yourself?
For not being able to protect her? Yeah.
You tried. You gave her a health potion. I think that's about as close as you could have gotten. You had no idea that the health potion was going to transport her to another dimension.
This is the Fae, you know? Like, things are just out of control.
Yeah, and now she is in the hands of a hag. We've seen what hags done to multiple people here.
Are we sure she's in the hands of a hag? Like,
You mean like the hag's in the hands of her or something?
no, like she's really tiny. Were you right next to her, like when you ended up all of a sudden by us?
Me?
Yeah. Like, where were you when you got transported?
At the hag's.
But were you next to the hag?
Pretty close.
Pretty close. I mean, Pinky's like, that big.
Pinky's fairies are not that small. We are like 2-3 feet.
Yeah, so like that big.
That's like the size of a small jar.
Morgan, can I roll either insight or perception to check the thing we talked about last session with Celeste?
Yup, this one would be perception.
All I'm saying is she could possibly be hiding, and the hag probably doesn't have her. She's still small. Whether if you want to think that she's bigger than this, then that's up to you. But I think she's still tiny. She can still, and she's a fucking great hider. Have you ever tried to play hide and seek with her? She hides really well.
Actually, yeah. It was a game we used to play as children in the forest. Yeah, she was very good at it.
I was about to say, it was just you wandering around the forest then.
Essentially, yes.
Kevis, nothing out of the ordinary.
Look.
Take it off your inventory, Ash.
I did. I consumed one.
Uh-oh, he's gonna...
So,
Look, we're going to get her back. And though she is small and gets into lots of trouble, I also know my sister is quite a resourceful person.
You think she actually was healed by that healing potion?
I don't know what was in that healing potion, so,
Neither do I, but what if she wasn't?
For all we know, it could have turned her blue. I don't know.
That's funny you said blue.
What happens when she turns blue?
What happens if she turns blue?
Yeah.
I don't know. She's never been blue.
She's never been blue?
No.
She never sparkled blue or anything like that?
Kevis gives a look.
No.
Not even a subtle look.
No.
Like,
Interesting.
She. Why? What color was she with you guys?
I mean, she turned blue a couple of times.
Turned like blue?
Blue. One time when she was sleeping. Actually, I think twice when she was. Or I think she was sad once. One time when she was sleeping. And then right before we gave her the health potion.
Okay, well that's interesting.
Yeah.
She's always been pink.
Hence the name, Pinky. We could start calling her, like, Bluey.
No, it doesn't suit her.
Complete out of game for Pinky. The blue,
Yeah.
does it match Celeste's blue?
Once upon a time,
Okay.
when Celeste was actually
hmm
Celeste.
Okay.
It wasn't like a super vibrant, intense blue that Pinky had to her. It was a very muted kind of baby
muted.
blue.
Yeah, kind of powder blue.
Okay. Kevis looks back up. And you're positive you don't have any way, connection, feeling that you can communicate with her?
She needs to give her hair in order for her to communicate with her.
Look, since I've been here, I've never had that connection. It felt like it was severed the moment I left my home.
Oh, so there was a connection.
Yeah, we're twins.
You didn't feel the need of being in the cave with all the gold to snag a few?
Where I was at the time, communicating with her, even if I could, probably wouldn't have been the smartest decision.
Insight check.
Okay, I mean,
That's lame. That was
Almost a 16.
uh-huh.
You just, at this point, you've never really been able to get a read on Celeste. There's something that you can't pin down, and so you don't have a good gauge of where she is at on the spectrum of truth.
Okay.
Look, just know that everything I do, I did for my sister.
I believe that.
So, anyways, what do we do now?
You know where my husband is, and
We're going to go back to Downfall? To Hither?
no, yes, Hither. Sounds like you all have your journey ahead of you, and we are impossibly grateful for what you've done for us. I think those conversations about a new ruler in Downfall. At first they flabbergasted me, but the idea has grown. And I think it is time. This ring should be of a great help. And while I'm no doubt considered a traitor to those who want to maintain the status quo, those who abhor it would likely be looking for someone they can trust, and I hope that I've gotten and garnered enough of that trust over the years. Especially with Spirokus's help, and I think we can do it. Uproot it and make it fair and prosperous, and make sure that Bavlorna doesn't have a home to return to. She'll be in the wind. What's the phrase? She'll be on the lam. With no anchor point.
You guys ride lambs with anchors?
That.
So they don't like run off? Is that how you tie them down?
Well, they're quite fluffy, and there's no other way to do it. Otherwise, they'll just float off.
That makes sense.
On the lamb is actually not like a lamb. It's like LAM. It's not the animal that it. Never mind.
It means she's running away, like a lamb without an anchor.
Yeah, right. Like a sheep adrift without an anchor.
Certainly. Hogwarts obviously like enjoying herself, or Marina is. Excuse me, Mandera. Mandera is just enjoying herself, just kind of teasing Moose. We can't help you on your next step, but hopefully we can make it easier. Gather some allies instead of at your.
Oh.
Bye.
Okay. Gather some allies. Leaves.
Peace.
Mike
They just
drop.
dipped. She
You
said,
back?
Thanks for finding my son. Later,
Bye."
motherfuckers."
Oh, sounds about right.
I'm back. Sorry about that. That was NVIDIA updating itself.
They just fucking dipped.
Thanks for everything you've done for me. Bye.
Thanks, bitches.
I'm out.
Took the balloon too. She was like, "Psych, it doesn't need refueling."
You absolute fools.
Like, I have a bag of endless gas. Suck it.
She is a bag of endless gas.
Oh, that would have been a good thing for somebody to get made.
Oh.
There you go.
Bag of
All right, what was the last thing you all heard?
Something about her giving
we're gonna-
us more
Gathering
allies?
us allies.
she's gonna
Gathering allies.
Gather allies, yeah.
Oh yeah, I can hopefully gather some allies and provide strength at your back rather than moving forward with you from here.
Okay. How are you gonna get back to Thither?
They got
She's gonna
the
goes
tadpole
up and
thing. Or,
pats on the lily pad, and Clapper's like, I got it. Don't worry. I'll get us there. It'll take longer than it did with the. Actually, we were riding the thing, so it'll take the same amount of time as we did getting here. You guys just get to keep the balloon. And Mandera says, "Would you like a flying lesson before I go?"
yeah, we might need a crash course in that.
You seem the most
Yeah, no, it's okay. We can. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, you seem the most
I got you,
inclined
I got you.
For this sort of thing. Right this way, and she'll give you a crash course
All right.
on hot air balloons.
Do I get like half proficiency in flying vehicles?
That's kind of what I'm thinking. Or go ahead and roll like 3 intelligence checks to kind of gather the knowledge that she's laying out for you.
Here,
Be
wait,
good.
I can
Oh
help.
yes.
I would come over and put my hand on him and say, "He who smelt it dealt it," and that gives you guidance.
Okay, so that would
He can't handle that joke.
be so that's what, a +4. D4.
D4. Yep.
Add that, so that one would be 21.
21, solid. Okay. One more.
2 more, right?
Oh yeah, I just meant the next one, and then go ahead and for another D4.
So 20.
20. All right.
Are you doing intelligence saving throws?
Oh, am I?
Oh yeah, saves.
Oh shit. So
whatever that
take
is.
2 away from all those.
Okay, so 18, 16, and then the last one with the D4
Well,
It's,
is.
I'm actually
a
gonna
12.
on that last one. I'm gonna use my my knowledge from the past, so I get to add a D6 to that.
Okay.
Ooh.
so it's 19,
Oh yes, that's awesome.
17.
18. Nice. Okay, so so the totals are 18, 16, and
It's
18.
it's 19, and then
Why?
Because you
it's
take 2
plus
away.
one,
It's 21 minus 2.
21 minus 2, and then it's
Oh, thank
20,
you.
20 minus 2, which is 18, and then
Yep.
it's 14 minus 2, which is 12.
Plus 6.
Plus
So
6.
18.
18.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I got you. 19, 18, 18. Okay, solid.
We won't be crashing it.
Jax has. There's this like last thing that she's showing you with like how to tie the ropes and like how they coordinate like up to like the gas flap that opens it up, and you kind of like sitting there trying to think about it. There's something about the way that she's doing the rope, and she's doing it kind of fast. It's like a little bit tricky to think about, and kind of have this memory like flash across you. You're familiar with the sensation at this point
Mm-hmm.
of something that you had kind of forgotten previously that like comes to you in like the right moment, of like being on a sailing ship and having somebody walk you through how to knot things down so they stay tight even during like a rough storm.
Right.
And click, cool. You like, oh okay, it wasn't sticking, and then that memory comes back and like, oh yeah, I actually already know that knot. Yeah, perfectly fine. With those 3 rolls, you gain proficiency in hot air balloon as a air vehicle. Not all air vehicles, but at least proficiency with hot air balloon.
I'll just add a special one with hot air balloon.
Yeah, sounds cool. Sounds cool.
While they're doing that, is there anything like, I don't even know, like vines or something that you could wrap, you could tie together to make like a necklace? Like Kevis would be searching for something like that real quick.
Oh, for Kevis, piece of cake.
Oh.
Including you look over at the lily pad. Pluck. Just like grab one of the little tendrils on the bottom.
Kevis would pull out the broken arrowhead that he had that caught on fire from Zeus, good lord, Moose's blood, tie it in the necklace and walk over to Clapper, put one hand on top of his skull, take the necklace and put it around and be like, no matter where you are, and kind of grin and whisper so no one else hears, you are a part of the floor gang. And put the necklace over him.
It's a little bit awkward because you have to like
Right.
you reach around without getting poked in the eye by his antlers and tie it around his neck in the back. And he's like,
Yeah.
and then Celeste, Clapper definitely like at some point when you're not paying attention, like runs up and like grabs some of your hair and like snips it off and like stuffs it in the bag. Like, this way you can still talk to me. Bye. Like runs and jumps on the lily pad.
Okay. She's like, I'm not sure how accurate that is, but okay.
Kid logic.
Moose would also go over to Clapperclaw, and he would reach into his backpack and pull out Chestnut and hand Chestnut over to Clapperclaw and say, I think he's better with you. You should take care of Chestnut. Okay?
And the bottom jaw on the skull drops open. Usually nothing moves on his face when he's talking. I just whoa.
You did you did a really good job watching him that one time, and I don't know where we're going, so he's probably safer with you. Take good care of him.
Yeah. For sure. Okay.
I'd also like to go up to Clapperclaw, and I have a wooden apple painted blue. I'm like, this is accurate. Here, something from me too, and I'll give him my wooden apple painted blue.
As this continues, his bag is just like getting distended at this point. He just like having so much stuff. He's like, Mom, I need a bigger bag. This is awesome.
Just gonna catch his eye, take my cigar out, give him a.
Oh, I thought you were gonna hand it to me.
I knew you.
I was like,
Just give him a
Don't
good
do it.
thumbs up, not to fill his bag anymore.
And he kind of like turns his claw upside down and does like the bottom like shorter claw like up in response. Yeah. Guys, thanks a lot. You
Thank you a lot. You helped a lot.
I didn't know I could do that stuff.
You're pretty good. Keep it up. Watch over your mom.
Yeah, I definitely will, Mom. This is crazy. Wait, Mom, did you say Dad has magic? Yes, honey, I'll tell you the story along the way. It seems like there's still some things that you don't remember yet. Like, nope! Well, in, case. Here, real quick, I'm gonna see if there's anything in Zarius's inventory that he wants to pawn off.
You give
Yeah,
him
take
the
most-
death spear.
I think I'm taking most of Darius' stuff.
Mm-hmm. Zarius is gonna go over and be like, hey, if you ever need to, like, hit something from far away, use one of these things. They're pretty cool. And he gives him one of his darts. It's like, yeah. Mom, I'm gonna hunt dinner tonight. It's just like, all right, dear. So the two of them pack up on the lily pad, and Clapper runs around and like hugs everybody at the shins. Very gratefully. You guys aren't just the only friends I've ever had. You're the best friends I've ever had. Thank you. We're gonna go find the rest of my family, and we'll see you guys when you get back. And if just kind of tilts his head and he looks at his mom, and the two of them kind of like have this moment where they connect. And when the time is right and you need us, we'll be there. Thank you all very much. Eli's the only one that doesn't get a shin hug. He gets like a full-blown hug.
Yeah.
Because they're about the same height.
Yay.
Well, we'll see you another time.
Safe travels.
Goodbye. Later, floor gang. And
Bye-bye.
They get up on the lily pad and they take off slowly because the lily pad is actually like moves pretty. Only has 20 feet around.
Awkwardly leaving, like,
They're like,
really
later,
slow.
floor gang, and we go slower than we do on the ground.
Like when you say goodbye and you walk in the same direction as someone, you're just like,
God damn it.
it's kind of weird. I'm just gonna go that way now for no reason.
I don't have to go that way, but I'm going to do it just to make this less weird. All right. So you guys say farewell to your companions over the last several, or about week or so. And suddenly it's, even with Zarius there, suddenly it's a little bit too quiet. Like that moment where parents are so used to having the kids around that like when grandma takes the kids for an evening and it's like, and the dogs aren't barking and the parents are like sitting in the living room being like, what's happening?
I already don't like this. This sucks.
Yeah, this feels weird. What are we doing? We need to find fuel for this balloon.
Do we need to find fuel?
Thought we came here to get some people's stuff back from a hag.
Yeah.
Yes.
And we're gonna go find Will? Someone? Or in a tree? Somebody?
Oh yeah, Will of the Forest, Will of the Wild.
There.
He's not on good terms with the hag, so we might have a common ally there.
Is this hag bad? Or is all hags bad? He referred to her as Granny.
Who did? That guy in there?
Yeah, the Nip.
Well, he ain't exactly happy with his situation. So
I don't know if Granny was a term of endearment.
yeah. He was telling me all the information he had while you guys were sleeping. That's why he told me about this Will of the Wild guy. So he's more than happy to have her dispatched.
Do we know where this Will is?
He said north, but he said based on where we're at right now, pretty much everything's north. I think he said a little northeast from here is where he last knew.
No, so we're like as south as we can get.
Yeah, we're pretty much on the south part of this area.
Let's go north.
Which way is north?
That way.
Yep. Up. I think it's up.
Basically, there's
W key.
basically there's like a small like craggy like mountain, only about 80 feet up or so, and that's where Nib's cave is. And so you guys can start kind of migrating around this space and heading in that direction.
Are we just gonna leave the balloon out here in the open?
What are you gonna do with it?
He said it was safe, or that's what Clapper said. That's why we came here. He said it was a safe place to keep it. But I can ask. I mean, Nibs ain't gonna be able to keep an eye on it or anything. He's blind.
Can Kevis walk around and try to find leaves, sticks, anything to try to camouflage it a little?
That would be a big
balloon.
process.
Yeah.
It's a big balloon. You can, certainly. It just might take a while.
Throw
No,
it one
it's
stick and one leaf on it. And like, yeah, that's kind of fun.
Yeah. Sprinkle some dirt over the side.
yeah. Kevin's just gonna look at it and be like, "Let's just go."
Yeah, I don't know. Ain't much hiding this thing. So unless we
Right.
let all the gas out, and then we're gonna need even more gas to fill it up.
So here's the other thing, right? I guarantee you we're not the only ones traveling from hither to thither, right? If for whatever reason this balloon isn't here when we get back, there will be other balloons.
Or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I mean, he said not many people stumble in here, so I don't know if it's that high traffic of an area.
It's a Fae. You can find a way. Balloon, no balloon.
Or
Magic mirror.
If
I don't know.
we come across somebody else, we could just have him make a balloon for them or something, maybe.
Make them
Yeah,
waste their one item.
You know, a very
Maybe they
altruistic
want.
person.
Maybe they're coming with us.
Mhm.
Who knows?
All right, well, let's head out. We'll figure that out when we get to it.
Where is this Will of the Wild? Sorry, I forgot.
He's not on good terms with the hag in the area. He's basically kind of
Where?
But, like,
Where?
location.
northeast of here. He lives in a treant. He's got a tree house inside of a treant.
Oh,
And he's got a group of guys with him. I forgot. I don't think he told me a name for that group or anything. I don't think it's like
Treehouse Gang.
a Lost Boys or anything. But yeah, he said he lived in a treehouse in a treant and is northeast of here.
Okay.
He's got a bounty on his head from the hag, so I
I'm
mean,
pretty sure we do too.
Yeah, worst case, if we don't like him, we take him, and that's how we get close to the hag.
Okay. Well, I'm here. Let's do this. Go with a treant.
Eli, roll a history, arcana, or nature check for me. Any of the three.
Okay. They all suck. It doesn't really matter. 13.
13. Okay. You've heard of treants before, but really it's just like big trees that move? Question mark.
I think.
All right.
Okay. You guys circle around the mountain and get going in a northward direction. Somebody give me a D10 roll, please. A 10.
Take it.
Okay. Give me just a moment.
oh.
Actually, it might not be good.
Just
Yeah,
just
when you hear him say, "Give me a moment," then you're like, oh.
just throwing this out there.
I was picking the size of the thing we're about to fight from
This
like
is-
a scale of 1 to 10.
It was the CR rating. Either we get a CR1 or we got a CR10, and we've got ourselves a CR10.
If it helps any, this is Kevis's favorite terrain.
Thanks. Good to know.
I rolled a dice and now we're fighting Tarask. Sorry, guys.
He summoned a dragon upon us.
Don't worry.
Basically.
Yeah.
I mean, a dead dragon would be a lot of gas.
I don't know if you guys have ever gone on D&D Beyond and like listened to the pronunciation of the words, like but Matt Mercer does the one for Tarask, and he like really stretches it out. You can tell he's like annoyed by the way other people pronounce the word.
Am I pronouncing it wrong?
No, you got it.
Oh.
No, you got it.
Oh.
He just he just really like stretches out the word when he's pronouncing it.
Trask.
Okay.
Random side effect.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, I wish this thing would save in the size that I wanted it to. Okay. Somebody else besides Eli. I need you to roll a d8 for me.
Shit. Goes.
I got it.
I guess I will.
I got it.
You got it.
7. Okay. You guys travel through the woods for a while. And this part of the Feywild, it doesn't seem... Hither seems more awful. Here seems a little bit gentle. Sweet. You go through the forest and there's sun and there's kind of opening glades and there's animals, fantastical looking animals, little mice with stripes and like giant ears and like 3 tails. And you see birds that at first you just think there's very brightly colored birds, but you actually look at them and hues change as they're sitting there, and the way that they sing changes the shape and the color of their feathers. It's actually very pleasant by comparison. And you travel on and it's warm, it's kind of sunny, but there's good shade. And you eventually find a clearing. And inside of the clearing, you see bushes of plants and stones and kind of a ring of trees around. And Kevis, with your favorite terrain, you notice something that's kind of odd and peculiar. There's a perfect circular ring of colorful mushrooms.
Would I know what these mushrooms are? If they're poisonous or if they're used for something?
You can go up and take a look and... Sorry, looking for a thing. You go up and they are a very multicolored, different types. Some are like a tall, pointy purple cap. Some are like wide, like 2 or 3 kind of caps that have fused together in almost like an arch that's like yellowish brown. Go ahead and roll a nature check for me.
You guys ever read the book Where the Red Fern Grows?
Yeah, long time ago.
This is giving me that kind of vibe.
You've heard of these. They're called fairy rings. You've never actually seen them though, but the different types of mushrooms, and you're able to identify each one of them with a roll like a 21. And thinking about it, there's something about these. Go ahead and also roll an Arcana check with it. For what does it do? You know what it is, but what does it do?
There's no way I should have rolled that.
Oh my god.
Wow. Okay. You have studied this a little bit before. Because of what happened to you in the past and how you got to the Feywild. The different ways that one can travel into the Feywild has occasionally been a point of curiosity for you. This is kind of like a gateway. Done in the right way, somebody you can actually like pass to another world with these things.
Kevis would just be sitting there staring at it.
Are you good, Kevis? Does that scare you?
Does the mushrooms scare you?
Do the mushrooms scare you or something?
No. In
Do you want to eat them?
No. In
I
turn,
stare at things that I want to eat.
this is a way back home.
Oh, way back home.
Out of the Fae.
This is a portal?
Yeah. Last time I experienced one of these was when I met Oberon. Was brought here.
To be clear, this wasn't the method that you came through when you came over, but it is a method.
It's a method, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Kevis is just outside again. Kevis is just fucking lying to us right now. It's fine.
It's unique. I'm guessing they're different dependent on the area. When I came here, it was something I didn't.
Can I hop into this thing and then like go and like peek my head around and then like hop back in and come back, or is it like a one-way ticket kind of thing?
Hey, why don't you try?
Look, I don't.
Don't you belong? Wait, don't you belong outside the Fae? Why aren't you jumping all over
No,
this?
for sure. But I ain't just jumping in here.
I don't.
It's the Fae.
This
Number
is
Throw a
a
rock in it.
Fae. Any portal that leads anywhere is like a roll. Is like gambling.
Well, I'm really good at gambling.
This isn't the gambling
He
you.
is really good at it.
I am really good at gambling.
He's really good at it.
You want to gamble with your life on the line on it?
Is that something new? Have we been doing it the whole time we've been here?
Well,
Throw
so
a rock in the middle.
you're saying
throw a
this
rock
is
in
a
the middle.
portal.
No,
Where
don't
to,
walk in the
right?
middle. Don't
We don't-
walk.
Throw a rock. Throw a rock.
Oh,
in
throw
the
a
middle.
walk. I thought you said go walk in the middle. I was like, no, don't go walk in the middle. That is
Okay.
the last thing you do with
Okay,
magical
yeah.
portals.
So I'm gonna look around for a rock. Like I'm gonna go like over here and forward around. And if I can't find a rock, I'm gonna pick up one of these other like mushroom things.
You're gonna pick up one of
While he's doing that, Morgan, would Kevis, the night of that, entering the Fae, would he have noticed anything on said portal if it just was already active, if you had to do something to activate it?
So it's a really high Arcana check, and you got it precisely. I just sent you the instructions.
But you eat the mushrooms.
I'm gonna
So-
take. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Right, I was gonna say I'm just gonna take while they're saying all this. I'm gonna pick up the mushroom thing, and then I'm gonna from where I'm at yeet it into the center of the mushrooms.
Picking up a random mushroom that's growing and doing
Yeah.
mushroomception.
Yeah.
Sounds good. You heave it, and
That's disappointing.
Kevis, though, you're saying this is a portal, but we don't know where to, right? It's some type of portal, right?
Right. And
So right here, there's probably a closer connection than anywhere else in the Feywild to an outside area, right?
yep. And he'll sit and think for a second, kind of trying to remember.
I'm gonna pull out my device and try it again.
that's a new day. Go ahead.
Well, I haven't used it because it doesn't work. It doesn't use it. I know right away if it doesn't work, and it doesn't take the charge if it doesn't work.
Okay, gotcha. It doesn't work this time around.
God damn it! I thought he said he fixed the damn thing.
You know that if somebody's not in a position, doesn't have the item, then there's nobody
Right.
like to receive it on the other end. It could just be that they aren't holding it or carrying it or in proximity right now.
Hell, why wouldn't they be around the damn thing though? You know, like shit.
Time differences,
Uh-oh.
man. Maybe they're.
I'm just picking this mushroom back up. That's all I'm doing. This is
Just in the middle, picking it up.
fucking picking it up, shaking it, like fucking. Do
All
something.
right, Eli.
Yeah.
I want you to say the magical words.
Kevis is going on looking for a stick while this is happening.
A stick. Okay.
The magical words, abracadabra.
Yeah, sure. Abracadabra, and I throw the mushroom at her.
Roll an attack. This is an improvised weapon.
How do I do an improvised weapon attack? I don't even know.
It would be Dex because you're throwing it.
Dex.
Yeah.
Oh no, you can throw something with strength too. So improvised weapon is just a strength check straight up
Okay.
because you don't have any proficiency on this at all.
Misses.
It's an 18. Celeste pulls up her shield and just.
She just bats it away.
Cool magic, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Moose looks over and does like the same motion with his shield, trying to like mimic how to do that. He's trying to learn how to use his shield here.
Oh,
What's the average intelligence in this group?
like
He goes
9.
up and, like, he goes up and actually like knocks one of his horns with it a little bit, like ugh.
I'm at a 12.
I think
And
I'm
you're
at
on the
a
higher end?
10.
Yeah.
7.
11.
Okay.
Before you got here, Kevis was the smart one.
Oh
Yeah.
God. This is the man that fell out of a tree into the fucking river.
So glad I got Ruck out of here because that was just dragging it down even further.
I mean, Pinky had a +1. For whatever that counted for.
Kevin's gonna
Okay.
come back over with a stick and just kind of looking it over, hesitant. Not saying anything. Just, especially with Eli in the center of it.
This doesn't do anything, so I think we're good. We don't have to worry about this.
It
This
does.
isn't an actual. What?
If you know how to
It's
open
not-
it.
Bro, do you know how to open it?
Yeah.
Do I know how to open it?
Well, but you don't know where it goes. There's no way to tell.
No.
Well, could end up in a place worse than this, so I don't know. Probably not worth the risk.
I'd end up back in downfall.
God. No.
Irony, you're back.
Oh, Mugwort and Clapperclaw get back. You're like, son of a bitch, how'd you get here? We just spent 20 hours flying, and you got back here how fast?
All right, so are we gonna just kind of mentally note where this is and keep going, or are you trying to do something here, Kevis?
We don't want to take it, do we?
Do you want to take it?
No.
Is there like a little smidgen part of you that's like kind of curious?
Okay, Mr.
Oh, absolutely.
Portal expert. Let me ask you this: is this a one-time use thing, or can we like open it now and then leave and then come back and open it again?
Are you asking like we go?
Go
ahead.
You would know that you can. It is a two-way, and you know how to open it from this direction. But those set of conditions are not necessarily the same based on where you arrive.
But if we open it, leave, and come back to it, we can still open it. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking. Is if we open it now and then if we don't go through it, we just fuck off and leave it open. Can we come back to it and open it again?
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as the mushrooms are still here, right? Or did the mushrooms die?
I don't know if it's the most responsible thing to just leave it open. Anybody could just wander in, or maybe somebody on the other side has been trying to open it.
Are we worried about being responsible?
Well, I am. I'm just saying.
I mean, do you guys want your stuff?
What I'm saying is if he opens it, maybe it opens on the other side too, and maybe some nasty shit comes through that we don't want to come through, you know what I mean? And then we just leave it here and, not necessarily great. I feel like if we ain't going through it, we should just leave it alone.
Kevis takes the stick he has in his hand and just throws it away.
I was thinking of throwing one of these mushrooms through the gateway.
You want to take a magical portal that we don't know where and throw a mushroom through it?
Yes.
I don't think that's worth the risk of something coming through. Like, it could be a dragon on the other side. You don't know.
You don't know how to have fun.
He knows how to be
alive,
safe.
Son. I know how to stay alive.
The man died.
Shh.
Fine. I don't have to. I can just, not throw things into portals. That's fine. I'm cool with that. It would be cool.
No insight check is necessary. He's obviously not cool about it.
How long does this last?
The portal being open?
Or the ring.
Yeah.
The
Will it
ring?
just always be here?
As long as it's not destroyed.
Should we destroy
Let's
it?
mark it and come back. I don't guess we have a cartographer in the group.
I saw Kevis with like a weird map once.
I've never used one before, but I've pushed around a cart a couple of times. I mean, never like used one. I pushed around other people.
Yeah.
But I've never like moved things other than people with a cart. And it was just like, down a hill.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Best thing we got to cartographer, man.
Out of game, Morgan.
Yep.
What's
up?
Would Kevis be able to kind of either make a mental note of where this is?
Give me a what proficiencies do you have?
Yes.
Like skills wise?
No, down in the bottom left. Tools.
The flute.
Flute. Okay.
Which you no longer have.
You
By
have
the
it.
What tools do you know how to a flute? It's the most ranger shit ever.
More of just kind of looking around the terrain and memorizing it. Man, that's probably a long shot, but
I think that's Fly Boy's like thing, isn't it?
I thought he had something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did like some terrain stuff when he was scouting for us.
Zarius?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Nah,
remember.
he doesn't have any proficiencies like that. He's got bird pipes and
No, his
he had-
background gave him
he had-
proficiency in something like.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's got the Wanderer trait. You have an excellent memory for maps and geography. You can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you. In addition, you can find food and fresh water for yourself and up to 5 others. People each day, provided that the land offers berries, small game, water, and so forth. Yeah, that's his Outlander feature. Yeah, so he can definitely kind of pay attention here. It's like, well, we haven't been going too far away from Nib's place, so as long as things stay in like the generally same space, I can probably find our way back here. I don't know. Who has paper? I don't have paper.
I still have paper, or would I have used it all?
Did you use paper? I don't remember. Oh yeah, whenever you fucking did the map. Yeah, that's right.
There's something else too.
Yeah, you've still got more paper to go.
I have these papers, and I hold up spell scrolls.
Son, keep those. Don't write on them.
Kevis is gonna pull out
You know-
some paper. Here's Arius.
Don't write on those.
That's
Okay.
beautiful. Don't.
Okay.
Hand over some paper.
Those papers are for reading, not for writing only.
Forgot you had those.
Take some inspiration for just like being hilarious today.
Have a
Right.
good day, apparently.
Troy, how many inspirations have you like gone over your limit of inspirations?
I didn't have any inspirations right now, so yeah,
Nice.
There we go.
I must have used one somewhere.
Nice.
The rare moments.
Anyway.
Okay, so Xerius is gonna put down his best attempts at a map and whatnot. I guess that'd be an intelligence check.
Can I give him the help action?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here we go with intelligence check at advantage. 11. Reduced down to a 10. Okay, so seems decent enough. I mean, it's pretty crude, and it's really like him trying to like translate what he's kind of like keeping in his head down onto a piece of paper. Like, all right, yeah, I think we're good.
Kevin's just
All right,
staring at
let's
it.
keep trucking then.
Okay. All right, you guys leave the fairy ring behind you. Figuring out the secret on the very first go because Kevis is having ridiculous rolls today.
Oh, that's it. We're gonna get in the combat. I'm gonna have shit. I guarantee it.
That's how it works, right? Every time.
While we walk, I want to be like, Moose, have you read those pieces of paper? You know what they are?
No, I can't read.
You mind if I take a look at them for you? I can help you out with them, probably.
I don't know, you gonna bring anything back to the dead or do any weird necro stuff?
No, but we could use some corpses, so that would actually be quite helpful.
That's a good point. Here,
I just kind of want to
hand over.
get an idea of what these scrolls are for him, if I can.
3 spell scrolls, I believe, of unknown scrollness.
Oh boy. Do you have the identify spell, Jax?
I do have Identify that I can use as a ritual.
Yeah. So if you want to take the time to go through identify, you can find what they are.
Okay. I'll do that next time we stop, I guess.
Okay.
Moose, you mind? Next time we take a break, I'll go through these and I'll give them right back to you. I'll just let you know what they do and everything. All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right.
And remind me where you got those spell scrolls from.
Probably from Bavlorna's, or maybe inside of the chest from Bavlorna's that we took there. I just had 3 spell scrolls in my inventory. I don't have a lot in my inventory, so somehow I picked those up along the way.
Oh, okay. I remember where they are from now. Oh,
Yeah, I picked them up out of the chest that was in the tube, I think, and handed it to him.
These were from Bavlorna's room, not from the cylinder.
Okay.
Oh, actually, because of what they are, you look at them and study for them for a second. They are 3 scrolls of identify.
Sorry. You spent 10 minutes identify. That's just funny as shit to me.
Yeah. So I just know that as soon as I see him.
Yeah, you look at them and like it's kind of like reading like, a slightly different dialect, but you know the language of this spell enough that you're able to figure it out pretty much right away. This was back when you guys got these when Jax didn't exist, and I was trying to throw you a bone for identifying items.
And how are we supposed to know what they were?
Gamble.
I think we were very happy just letting our trinkets and whatnot go unidentified and just gambling them away to each other.
No, it wasn't to each other. It was to Eli.
Yeah, okay, yeah, to Eli.
It is a full funnel towards one person.
As soon as I see him, I'll be like, oh, you know what? Funny enough, these are just scrolls to help you figure out what items are, so you can identify magical items and stuff.
Isn't that what you were doing?
Yeah, but these literally let anybody do it.
Kevis just stops in his tracks, puts his head down, and shakes his head.
So, we don't maybe divvy them up amongst y'all that can't do it. And then if you're ever caught alone or without anybody that can do it, you can do it yourself.
And just for clarification,
you have to be a spellcaster.
You do have to be a caster, and the spell has to be in your school of magic in order to be able to cast them, I believe.
Yeah, it has to be a spell. I think it has to be a spell you can cast, right?
It is on your class's spell list.
Right.
But for example, a barbarian can't cast it, but a wizard who doesn't know identify could cast it.
Right.
So let me see. Identify.
I think the only person here is Moose.
So bard, wizard, artificer, knowledge domain, forge domain. Oh, okay. So
no sorcerer.
No sorcerer.
That actually makes sense. Sorcerers are more like
they don't
like natural
books.
Magic. Yeah.
Very natural, less studied.
Yeah.
So it's literally just you.
So you actually can write on these because they're pointless.
Yeah,
you know
these
what?
scrolls legitimately just have scribbles for you on them that you can't read.
You know what? I don't like that. So we're gonna go ahead and switch it up. At one point they had a different purpose, but now it doesn't make sense. And I would have game ruled that Moose could have cast them, or at least Eli. But now I'm gonna say they're different. So when we get to a rest, I will retcon, and we will do something else.
All right. It's amazing.
Yep. 3 spell scrolls that you guys have no purpose for. Sure. Like, hold on, we need to identify this item immediately instead of 10 minutes from now. That's the only. It's really the only purpose at this point, and that seems lame.
Cool, that means I get to do my thing. Yay.
Okay.
All right. Put them back. I got them again. I never gave them back to you.
What the? Dang it. Okay. All right. Next up, I need somebody to roll another D8 for me, or a D10 for me, please.
I got you.
Ooh. Okay. You guys. Give me just a second. This is like the one thing I wasn't able to get ready for today. That's okay though. This one's easy for narrative of the mind. You guys continue on, and just going through the forest. Surprisingly, nothing is harassing you so far. I mean, you're all tense and kind of like constantly like looking around a little bit on edge, just waiting for something to pop out and get at you. You know, very similar to your arrival in Thither, there was just thing after thing after thing. Your arrival here seems to be unnoticed for now. Nothing is coming at you. Nothing is gunning for you, jumping out, surprising. And so, really, it's just kind of a gentle trek through the forest. Is there anything you guys want to talk about along the way?
I like this place a lot better than Hither already. This is nice.
It's not an Augie Boggy swamp.
I mean, people aren't getting eaten by dead snakes. We're fucking not getting attacked by giant frog things. This is good. There are no tentacle monsters in general. You know, this is nice so far. Yeah. Any wildlife near? Can we hear like no frogs or anything around us?
Yeah, it's easy enough to hear. There are birds chirping and like the sounds of like some sort of rodent chattering at one another. And Kevis. Well, actually, and as you guys are kind of following this path, there is a clearing. There's a few broken trees that have like fallen into the path, and they look pretty recent. Not like old decayed logs or anything, but the branches that have fallen off, that kind of crushed when the tree fell, they're kind of withered and dried. The ones that are still attached to the trunk of the tree are still fairly green. But, you know, in a few days' time, the trunk will continue to dry out, and it'll dry out all the leaves. You notice that there's some tracks, like something came by and knocked the tree down.
I'm gonna abuse this ability so much. Can I tell what the tracks are, and if it's multiple or if it's just one creature?
Give me a... I'm looking at the wrong thing. Go ahead and give me a nature check.
(30-20).
30-20, and I believe this is at advantage because of your favorite terrain, or no?
Not advantage. I can just learn the number, size, and how long the creature's passed.
Okay. Yeah, with the 30-20, you do get some good material off of this. You do notice that it has come by within about the last day and a half. It is a very large creature. It's a huge creature, mechanically speaking. Very thin, elongated digits with claws on the end of them sinking in, with long, like, lopey distances between the different tracks as you pass by them. There's a kind of a slithering motion behind it, and this thing has a tail. It's definitely a scaled creature. There's little imprints in the dirt show the pressing of the sand between the scales. And it's a very strange, kind of gaunt and skinny thing, even for its large size. Could you imagine this is a dragon?
That's what I was afraid of. Just one?
Just one.
Kevis kind of will squat down on examining tracks. After Eli just chimed in, this place is nice. Yeah. if you like dragons.
Excuse me?
Right.
And he'll kind of scoot over to the side so you can see the tracks and basically
wait a-
explain this.
Wait a minute. We were afraid to go into the portal because of dragons, right? And you're telling me because we didn't go into the portal, there are dragons here.
I mean, that was an example of what could be. Could also be a Tarask in there. I don't know.
How big is this?
Harass.
How big is this dragon, Kevis?
Hmm.
Would it be the same size as similar to the same size as the one we met in the nest?
We met it.
What dragon?
What was his name?
Sir Talavar?
No, not Talavar.
Oh, the one that when we went to the nest that Celeste ditched the entire group to find.
No.
No!
Cowtree
No.
was like a medium creature.
Okay.
This thing is significantly bigger.
You say this like she ditched you guys. She said I could scout ahead.
And then you ditched them.
And then you did shit.
Kevis will look back at Eli. It's pretty big.
I mean, are we talking like, like it's like we should like fuck off big, or like it's okay, we can probably handle it big?
We should fuck off.
Okay, cool. So it went that way, right? With the direction we're heading.
Did it or did it?
Yeah. The tracks are like leading down the path that you guys would have been going.
Let's find another way, right? Let's just fuck
Yep.
off. Right?
Yep.
Or,
Yep.
I mean, really, if you want to fight a dragon.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Pussy. No.
We almost died to snakes and frogs. This is a bigger snake, technically. A lot bigger.
With wings.
Claws and
I
teeth.
have kind of always wanted to see a dragon.
I kind of have to, yeah.
We did.
You guys saw Sir Talavar, and there was like all those dragons, like at the carnival. We pet them.
I mean, like a big one.
Okay, yeah, what do you propose you all do if it like wakes up or if it like
I
decides
don't think
where
it's
it's gonna
asleep.
be food?
Yeah, I don't think it's sleep at all. It's walking, right? Why is it
Okay.
walking?
Right.
Actually,
It
wait.
could have been,
Why is it walking?
maybe it was sleepwalking.
Doesn't have to fly always. Not all
Yeah, but
dragons.
Do all dragons have wings? Out of game?
Yeah. So that's one of the defining features of the dragon. So it's kind of what keeps it different from a wyvern, right? Because wyverns generally walk and they have wings. But dragons, their hands are
the wings.
Are the wings.
Right.
So it's difficult for the dragon to.
Is there any blood or anything around here?
So point of clarification: this thing has 4 different hands.
Different?
It is, yeah, like it has 4 paws and back and hind paws, basically.
So it's more of a wyvern.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's some sort of dragon-esque creature. You're not sure exactly about the anatomy of it,
Sure.
but it almost looks like the front claws have like opposable thumbs, and the other ones are just like kind of typical claws.
Gorilla
You
wyvern?
don't see any signage of wings at the moment. And then yeah, there is like roll a perception check for me actually.
$24.
You look around, you're like, why was it on the ground? You look over and like it burst through the trees, and then like it went down this path, and then a little ways down you see that the strides elongate. The distance between footfall and footfall gets larger and larger, and then there's another bunch of broken trees a little bit further down. And with a 24, you look and you do see like a spray of blood maybe 15, 20 feet in on one of the tree trunks.
Kevis will start to walk that way and look at it.
Oh, where are you going?
There's blood over here.
There's blood over there?
think
Like
what
the
I-
creature's blood over there?
I think it was running from something.
Oh,
Or
that's
hunting?
concerning.
Was it injured or did it injure something?
If it was injured, that means there's something else bigger out there. Supposedly.
Or
probably.
it's a hunting party.
Or hunting party.
He sits there and just keeps like looking from the tracks to the blood to distinguish, trying to make out was it being chased, was it a hunting party, was it knocking these trees down to block something from getting to it, just all of that. At this point, just Inspector Kevis here in the forest looking for everything.
Okay, give me a survival check on that one.
Aw. The 16.
16. 16 is not a bad roll at all, especially because when we're talking about something like this, the tracks of like something like a predator taking down a prey or like something running away, those are pretty easy and kind of common things. So you're able to identify that it does look like it was hunting something. Like you kind of get up and like the further along you go, you do notice that there's like a patch of like hooved footprints. Just kind of, they look lazy, kind of like they're moving around and grazing whenever it suits them. And then you see them kind of go into like a shuffly, scuffling motion in an attempt to run away. And they get maybe only about 20, 30 feet before this spray of blood appears on the tree. And then there are drag marks going off deeper into the forest.
As like it caught its prey.
Seems like.
Kevis just keeps looking. And while he's looking, he's talking. This creature was hunting something, and by the looks of this, pointing at the drag marks, looking directly at Ash. At this, I think it got its prey, and I think it's the prey's blood pointing at the trunk. This was a hunt, and the hunter won.
Well, a lot of times that's how it goes. I don't think we should hang around in this particular area if this is its hunting grounds.
Did the drag marks, Morgan, just just keep going in the direction we were walking?
They veer off slightly, kind of like if like the path is like a direct north, it's maybe like 15, 20 degrees off to the side. More trees are broken along the way.
It looks like it went this way, but then veered off. As long as we don't follow and point at these marks, I don't think we'll have to worry. As long as looks around the group quiet, directly at Zarius. I think we'll be fine.
Can't be quiet.
We could at least stay under the treetops.
That's probably a better idea. Get out of this open area, travel through the trees. Not through the trees, but using the trees as cover. And I don't think Kevis kind of taps his sword. I don't think terrain's going to be an issue for us. So.
All right. Well, yeah, let's kind of steer clear of that. Is the tracks, they're heading north too? Or are they veered like which direction?
Slightly west of north at this point.
Okay. Well, that's good because we need to go northeast anyway.
As we're traveling, Kevis is watching those tracks, looking for anything, preferably in that direction, that could be coming back. Just keeping an eye on that.
Sure. Anything else you guys are doing kind of in the meantime?
taking in the nature.
Yeah, this will just be kind of a generic landing page, so we're not like holding up on like old maps as you guys do things I don't expect you to do.
I just noticed a skeleton there, so that's reassuring.
Oh, me too. I didn't even know that.
I see stars.
There are.
Oh,
They're pretty.
Eli just.
You guys just continue on, so you guys kind of like get off the main trail and go deep into the forest in like a northeastern direction. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys do so, and eventually you kind of come across like this space that has like a bunch of mushrooms like growing around it. Lots of moss. You can almost not see anything that isn't covered by at least two different. It's like a secondary layer of like plant material. It's either moss or vines or like tiny plants or mushrooms or grass. Almost like gives the entire space kind of like a fuzzy feeling as you're going along. And except for there is a skeleton, because I didn't check the artwork beforehand, so now it's canon.
Nice.
That's ominous. Yeah, let's just keep trucking. I'll follow right behind Kevis. I'm assuming he's leading the way.
Yeah, Kevis would immediately, without even talking to anyone, just start leading.
The dragon.
No.
And that's the exact opposite of what we want.
Okay.
All right. All right. Once again, somebody give me a D10, please.
Not Eli. Fine. I'll do it. I'll give you a D10 if I can find my sheet. Where is it? So many tabs. Picture. Doobie doobie doo.
You also have the bottom right of Foundry.
Yep. Right in the chat section. Ooh, a 9.
9?
9? Yeah, maybe, I'm gonna have to do the nose goes too, because I'm not here.
You guys are going along, and like as you pass this large tree with all this like kind of this fuzzy section, there's a little river running through this space, and you kind of walk around it, and you come up like a slight hill, only about like 15 feet high, a little bit rocky, lots of roots to it. You look over, and there's kind of this almost like a perfect hemisphere of like a cordosphere, really, that's carved out of this trunk in the tree. And you see like 3 little pixies are sitting around a tiny table, and you see this from a ways away, maybe 15, 20, 30 feet, and they're all sitting at a table, and they're like animated in their discussion. And they don't seem to be paying attention to you at all so far.
Hey, 11 o'clock over there. Is that your friend Pinky?
Kevis looks. They don't look like Pinky, do they?
They're tiny, right? They're tiny.
They're
Pixies.
They're pixies.
Oh, okay.
You've seen pixies before.
Oh, she's a fairy, right?
Yeah.
Sorry.
I got it.
Celeste is so offended right now that she's like, can you not
They're this
see the
big.
difference
I told
between
you.
a pixie and a fairy?
Nope.
I mean,
I spent
kind
an
of-
entire
they're-
like
they're kind of the same,
3
right?
months.
No,
calling
they're
her
not.
Pixie. Her name is Pixie.
We are far
Wait.
better than pixies.
Oh, this is like a
You're a fairy.
war kind of thing, territorial.
Kevis just turns and looks at you guys. Quiet.
What?
All right. Well, maybe they can tell us where Will of the Wild is. Are they
Mike,
friendly or pixies friendly?
that'll get you inspiration for that single word. So on brand for Eli.
How far away are they from us, Morgan?
25, 30 feet away.
Kevis is going to move up 10 feet from where you are. Stealth. And see if he can see anything. Or even try to hear what they're saying. Trying to... If they're hostile or anything like that. With the group still in view, but also them in view.
Yeah, roll a stealth check, first of all.
Oh, lovely. Even with advantage.
Oh.
Okay, 13. You go up there, kind of blending in, looking around, trying to step on the right roots to make it so you're not sliding or something. You come over and look around, and the three of them are just, fervently just arguing. And also give me a perception check as well. Okay, yeah. They're all sitting around, and you see...
Subtract 2 from that, because that's technically doesn't use an explore thing.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so you look over there, and they've got for them a large wooden wedge on their table. I mean, to you, it's a wooden wedge that's like this big.
Right.
But for them, it's huge. And there's three of them around. One's green, one's kind of like orange, and one is like mostly yellow, but with like some blue stripes on it. And you could just hear them chittering. And the one in the middle with the orange kind of like looks like it has like fallen leaves all over its head, like almost like bangs. It's kind of yelling at his friends, and then like lifts his head up like somebody who has like too much hair in their face. It's like, "Who are you?"
At a game, by any chance, did you roll perception at disadvantage?
No.
That's what the cloak does.
This is their passive perception.
Okay.
Yeah, because they weren't spending their action looking for you. This is just them taking it in.
Okay. Puts his hand kind of back, hoping somebody's watching Kevis, and kind of does the little like motion to the group, and he'll kind of stand up, get out of his stealth like little thing. We're just passing by. Try and look as non-hostile as possible.
The three of them kind of look over at you, cocking their heads, just kind of like, "Well, come here. We have a predicament amongst ourselves, and we need a neutral third party."
Oh boy, here we go. Kevis looks at the group.
Okay, Celeste will walk on over.
Cautiously, Kevis will walk over. So, what's your predicament?
This thing here, right here. Hi, I'm Spider Lily. This thing, we're trying to figure out what it is. I think it's a slice of cake for a treant. And then the one with the orange hair, the orange leaves is, "No, it's an exercise bench for mice." And the other one is like, "I'm pretty sure it's a troll's toothpick."
What are they pointing at?
So a little wooden wedge, about 3 inches across and about maybe an inch and a half wide. It's very obvious to you guys right away. This is a doorstop.
Kevin just sits there in silence and looks at it. Like,
100% is a toothpick. 100%.
you guys have some creative minds, for sure.
Let's hear what your thoughts are. What do you think this thing is? Like,
Kind of looking at Celeste. You know, have you ever had problems trying to get through somewhere that has a door and it keeps shutting on you and you want a way to keep it open? Points at this. This is your solution.
That's a weird idea. How about you, big guy? And he points over at Moose.
I mean, it looks like a jumping ramp for bugs. Like, you know, if they need to, like, jump over a big, you know, little river or something, a big little river, they can, like, ride a little bike and then use it to jump across.
Oh, man, like a little bike would be awesome. What about... Are we talking about bugs that fly or bugs that don't fly?
Bugs that don't fly, because otherwise they would just fly, of course.
Oh, okay.
Could be an insect, like, it could be the roof to the house of an insect, you know? No.
Why would an insect build a house? And then the kind of yellowy one looks up at Jax, or up at Ash. You look kind of smart. What do you think?
Sorry, say again.
What's this thing
Sorry,
do?
I got deep in the pixie thing. I'm sorry.
What's this thing do? What do you think it is? We're trying to figure out the best ideas for this.
The tree?
No, this wooden wedge here.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Sorry, I'm completely lost. I was deep. I was like deep on pixies versus fairies. Sorry.
You're actually looking up differences between what a pixie and a
I
fairy is.
genuinely was. I was like genuinely like I felt bad about it. I was like I want to make sure I'm educated. There's a wedge. Sorry.
Yeah, there's a door wedge that they're trying to figure out what it is, and you know their guesses were like
It's just a doorstop, though. You said, right?
yeah, it's a door stopper, but they think it's like a giant's toothpick or a treant's snack.
Is the door closed or is it open?
There's no door.
There's no door.
It's just a doorstop sitting in the woods.
They have a doorstop and they don't know what it is.
Okay, sorry.
No. Yeah.
I apologize, Morgan. Yeah, it just looks like
You
a
dropped,
doorstop.
by the way.
Yeah, he's just frozen for me.
Oh yeah, I thought he was just really disappointed in me.
Well, if you're not going to pay attention to the doorstop, then I'm out of here.
I genuinely was like, man, he's pissed. Jeez.
He said he's coming back.
We're not having a debate with pixies on a fucking doorstop.
Wait, these are fairies, I thought.
No, pixies.
Oh, these are the
pixies.
pixies.
Yeah.
These are
He's
the
a fairy.
pixies.
Okay.
This is what the first one looks like.
Sorry, Morgan.
It's okay.
You froze, and I was like, this dude is so mad at me. Like, damn.
Nah, we're good. Yeah, so they kind of variations of this. They have like bug-like and plant-like features kind of strewn throughout. They look like really small fairies, but the fairies that are obviously much more nature-centric. Like Pinky, she had butterfly wings, but that was just, and she used like a plant dagger, but that was about it. It was kind of like a little bit more removed from like reflecting nature. These things are obviously like, if they like stood still for long enough, like walking through a forest, there could be hundreds and you wouldn't even recognize them. They just look like they blend right in.
Yeah, it's just, I just think it's a doorstop. It holds a door open. You know what a door is, right?
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, you plug this in the bottom so it stays open and doesn't close.
Well, that's boring. I can't believe like so many of you have the same boring imagination. Ugh.
It's a curse. of this group. We are just so unimaginative. It's crazy.
Yeah, I can see that. That's really unfortunate. You should get that looked at. Anyways, we like and the three of them are like, give us a second. And they all kind of like gather together and start talking. One of them pokes their heads out and like comes back in. The other one's like slaps the other one upside the head. No, that's stupid. And then afterwards, like they all come back up and like they're looking as poised and proper as they can. We have decided. We have decided that the big red guy is right, and it is a bug ramp.
It's a bug ramp.
It's definitely a bug ramp. We like that. That totally makes sense. We're going to implement that around the forest so that bugs can get across the water. It would be very helpful to them.
Accessibility is important.
So, as such, and for respecting our peoples and coming up with fantastic ideas, here. He flies up to you and like holds out this thing that to them seems pretty large, but to you it's like the tiny, like a 2-inch flute, basically.
Thank you
And
for this doorstop.
And really, it's mostly like 2 like carved reeds like wrapped together. And like, okay. And you blow this, and we'll show up. We'll show up and help you out.
That's cool.
You helped us. I got lots of bug friends, you know.
The bugs are gonna love the ramps.
Yeah, they are. Especially those the caterpillars. They can't jump very far, so this will definitely get them across the river.
While we've got you guys, you wouldn't happen to know a fella named Will of the Wild, do you?
Yeah, Will's great.
Is he around here?
They kind of like look at each other, like all of them like trying to collectively think, and it's obvious that they're not very good at thinking.
You're giving me vibes of the gypsies from Snatch. Like,
I don't know that show.
Oh, it's a movie. It's incredible Guy Ritchie film. Anyway, never mind. You should watch it. It's really good.
And they're like, no, I don't know where Little Oak has been lately. Kind of comes and goes.
Little Oak, is that what is Little Oak?
Oh, Little Oak's great. He's very nice. That's the name of the treant where Will and his friends live.
Oh, okay.
How many friends does Will travel with?
It changes, but lots of them, I guess. I'll be honest, I don't know how to count. But they call themselves
4.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can do that too. But they call themselves the Getaway Gang. Yeah. And Jax's comments about the Lost Boys comes full circle.
So you don't know where but they are generally in this area, kinda. Sometimes.
Oh yeah, they come through here sometimes, but then they move around. It really depends on where Will wants to go and like who he's trying to save next.
Oh, he saves people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
We were told him and the hag that live in these parts don't quite see eye to eye. Is that
No, they're all over the place. Yeah, well, like I mean, yeah, the hag doesn't like Will, and so the hag makes wanted posters of Will, and the wanted posters are all over the place. Like, there's one over there.
Oh.
Can I go grab that?
Yeah. Roll a d8 for me. Ignore number 8 because we've already seen that one.
Oh, of course.
Somebody
Reboot.
else has to roll it.
All right, here, let me try. Oh my god!
Next.
All right, somebody else try.
I got it. 5.
Oh,
Five.
man.
Okay.
5.
It is
Meant
confirmed.
to be.
Okay, it's very similar to the last one you saw. And I'll then again, it's got a very like kind of a hand sketched picture of Will at the top of it. It says, "Deliver this rascal alive and unharmed. As payment, I offer you to bring I offer you the power to bring the dead back to life."
Well, I already got that, so I don't know. I'm just kidding. Can I? Y'all don't need this, right?
The paper? No, take it.
Just take that.
Ugly, anyways. Makes our tree friends like kind of creeped out. It's like stapling your cousin's dead skin to another person. Ugh. What?
All
Trees don't like paper, okay?
Kevis is like done with this conversation. Like,
All right. Well, appreciate it. Thanks for the directions and for the tiny flute that you gave Moose. It will most certainly come in handy. Thank you.
The bugs are gonna really enjoy getting around the forest now.
Yeah, they are. Let's go have a bug meeting. All right, call everybody up. And the three of them kind of blitz off. Just
what was that?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Can you see?
Place
This
gets
is
weirder and
why
weirder.
Fairies are more sophisticated than pixies.
I stand absolutely educated at this point. Thank you.
Edumacated. Much the wiser in the brain.
It just shakes his head. Should we just continue?
Yes.
Well, at least we know what we got a picture of Will now. At least.
you've got a couple of them now.
Oh,
Do
did
you
we already
think-
have some?
Here, let me find the artwork and I'll put it in
I
the.
think we got one in the cave.
Yeah.
did we?
Do you think we could just like follow the paper trail and maybe find him that way?
What do you mean, follow the paper trail? Follow the wanted posters for him? I think they wouldn't be putting up wanted posters in the
Directly
direction
for
that he
him.
is, or else they would already have him.
Also, they did
Yeah, I mean,
they did mention the tree that he's living in is moving.
Yeah.
It's a tree. It's a moving tree. Duh.
okay, so do we want to just sit here and wait for the tree to come back around?
I imagine we would look for it. Hey, do you think those tracks were of the tree?
No, I don't.
I don't think trees make those kind of
No.
tracks.
Do you know what kind of tracks trees make?
Kind of more just holes in the ground.
If
You
okay,
guys have encountered different trees before at Telemy Hill.
do you want to explain the blood then, Eli?
What blood?
Do trees bleed?
There
Not
was
in this
blood
campaign,
back
but in
there.
the Wednesday campaign they do.
What blood? Where's blood back where?
Okay.
In the tracks, there was blood splattered everywhere.
Okay, maybe the fucking trees stomped on a rabbit or something.
I don't think a tree would stomp on a rabbit.
Accidentally? They're big, right? It could be a fucking big tree. I imagine it is a big tree because there's people living in it.
Okay, but then where's the rabbit?
It's probably stuck to the tree's foot.
All right, let's keep moving. I think.
So then the tree would be
Ugh.
leaving a trail of blood that we could follow.
Yeah.
Nonsensical argument continues as you move into the forest, and that's where we will take our break.